Why did you choose to work clean? You're in New York. You're in Chicago. There's not a lot of people working clean. What was the mindset there?
I just was always going to work clean. Like I come from that. I'm from the South, Christian. Like you grew up like that kind of way. Like I could only watch clean comics. Like it was just how I am, and so I just was never gonna. It wasn't like a distinct like I'm gonna do it. It was just being who I was,
right,
and who I was going to be, and that kind of comedy is the comedy that I watched. So I just started that way, and which helped, because when you start that way, I write that way, like I think that way,
right.
And so it's like I was never in too big of a. It's not like I really had like dirty jokes that I wanted to do or couldn't do. Me and Jay would talk about jokes, and we could do a joke about parking. And mine would, and we could talk about the same subject, but it would go completely two different.
Yeah, right. Yeah,
two different ways. Yeah. So it was just I started that way, and I was just always gonna do it.
Who were these clean comics that you grew up loving?
I remember Sinbad was one of the first. Seinfeld, Sinbad, Afros and Bell Bottoms were the first specials I remember my parents letting us watch.
Yeah.
And I was like blown away by it. And he's talking about ordering food at McDonald's and all this stuff. It was just all this very relatable kind of things. And it's, you got to be home by a certain time and stuff like that. Him, Seinfeld, Cosby, and then you would see those guys, Bob Newhart.
Mm-hmm.
You would see all them. And then the first one I saw live was Jim Brewer. And Jim Brewer was like, I think his act's clean. Like, I mean, it was, I remember being simple clean, but I could go to Zany's. But I mean, I remember watching him. I remember watching him live. That was the first one I watched live in Nashville at Zany's. And I was like blown away.